हे एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक। आज हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं कम्युनिकेशन चैप्टर 7th ऑफ क्लास 12th। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर एंड ऑल्सो वेरी इजी चैप्टर। टुडे वी विल स्टडी सम MCQs and some theories of communication. Let's start. First, we will study about the communication. Transferring information from one part of the business to another that leads to some outcome, changed behavior or changed practice. What is communication? It is the transferring of information फ्रॉम वन पर्सन टू अनदर। जब एक इंसान से दूसरे इंसान तक आप अपनी बात को पहुंचाते हैं उसे हम बोलते हैं कम्युनिकेशन। इट इज़ ऑफ टू काइंड, फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन एंड इनफॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन। फॉर्मल कम्युनिकेशन, एक्सचेंज ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन थ्रू ऑफिशियल चैनल्स, जस्ट लाइक व्हेन द इंफॉर्मेशन पास फ्रॉम वन रूट टू अनदर, जस्ट लाइक इन बिग कंपनीज, बोर्ड मीटिंग्स or in schools where you follow the rules, regulations, some code of conduct, or when the information flows in chart or route, just like in a company when you want to talk or when you want to communicate, talk with the shareholders. So first you need to talk with the manager or other middle managers who help you to communicate with the shareholder. So it includes formal route to communicate. Second is informal communication, information exchange outside of official channels. It does not include any rules, regulation, conducts to follow or to communicate. It includes just like gossips, informal talks, just like you talk with your friend or your family talks. It includes under the informal communication where there is no code of conduct to follow. Now we will study about the communication process. First is idea that comes in the mind of the sender. Second is communicator or the sender, means the person who want to send his message to the another person is the sender. Third is message, means what he want to message or want to send to the another person is the message. Fourth is medium of transmission, means the sender has to choose a medium to transmit his information to the another person. Fifth is receiver, means the person who receives the message is called the receiver. Last is feedback, means what he gives to the sender in terms of that he understood in the form of message given by the sender to him. It is also called decoded message and it is also called as feedback. Now we will discuss some MCQs related to communication. First question is, communication is a non-stop. The answer is process. Communication is a non-stop process. It is a continuous process. Second is, communication is a part of skill. It is a soft skill. Communication is not a hard, rough or short. It is a soft skill. Third question is, the origin of the word communication is communicare. It is originated from the Latin word communicare. Fourth is, the first language which we learn or speak as a child is mother tongue. We all know about it, that the first language of a child is the mother tongue. Question is, using abbreviations in communication leads to which type of communication barrier? When we use abbreviations in communication, it leads to language or linguistic barrier. Our next question is, dash is the exchange of messages in the communication cycle. So the answer is transmitting. Transmitting is the exchange of messages in the communication cycle. Our next question is, the word communicare means dash in Latin. We already studied about it, that the word communicare derived from the Latin word and it means share. So the answer is share. The word communication means share. Our next question is, oral communication is based on, it is not oral, it is oral. Oral communication is based on listening and hearing. So the right answer is oral communication is based on listening and hearing. Our next question is, which type of feedback support students' development from their current level of achievement? Answer is descriptive feedback. Descriptive feedbacks is the feedback which support student development from their current level of achievement. Our next question is, the dash is the person who transmit the message. The answer is the sender. The sender is the person who transmit the message. Our next question is dash is the person who notices and decodes and attaches some meaning to a message. The answer is receiver. Receiver is the person who notices and decodes and attaches some meaning to a message. Our next question is message is any signal that triggers the response of a receiver, driver, sender or cleaner. So the answer is message is any signal that triggers the response of a receiver. Our next question is dash context refers to the relationship between the sender and the receiver, and the answer is the social. Social context refers to the relationship between the sender and the receiver. Our next question is the dash refers to all these factors that disrupt the communication. The answer is noise. Noise refers to the factor that disrupt the communication. Our next question is environmental barrier are the same as dash noise. So the environmental barriers are same as physical barrier. Our next question is our dress code is an example of dash communication. Answer is non-verbal. Our dress code is an example of non-verbal communication. Our next question is communication strengthens dash and dash relationship is an organization. The answer is employer and employee. Communication strengthens the employer and employee relationship in an organization. Our next question is dash communication includes tone of voice, body language, facial expressions, etc. The answer is non-verbal. A non-verbal communication includes tone of voice, body languages and facial expressions, etc. Our next question is once the message is encoded in a desired format, it is transferred through a medium called, the answer is a channel. Once the message is encoded in a desired format, it is transferred through a medium called a channel. So the answer is the channel. Our next question is the information which is transferred to the receiver has to be interpreted. This process is called the decoding. The information which is transferred to the receiver has to be interpreted. This process is called decoding. Answer is decoding. Hope it will be useful for all the students. Take care and study well.